Let me say this firsthand. It's still a bad movie, but compared to the first one, I could bear through this one. Again, it's still bad. It gets a 3.1 in IMDb, which, if I had to change that, I would give the first film a lower score, and this one a tad higher. But it's like a hair. Because Shark Attack 2, where the first one, it's more of like an investigation film that's boring and tedious with Casper Van Dien. This one was more of like a shark hunting flick, like a shark hunting creature feature. You have more of a body count, practical effects that are used, as well as practical blood. So, again, if I had to pick one, I would pick this one. And plus, there was quite a few times that I laughed in this film. I didn't laugh at all with the first movie. In this one, the sharks, before they attack, they roar like the MGM lion. So we're talking like Jaws 4 territory with this one, where I can laugh at certain things. It's, again, like Jaws 4, there's a lot of moments in that one, that film makes me chuckle because you had a shark that roar in that one, and in this one, for every attack, the shark roars. But talking about Shark Attack 2, the plot, I'll just read off the back here of the collection pack. It's easier. You have a great white shark captured for the new tourist attraction Waterworld, not Kevin Costner's Waterworld, although I'd be curious to see that movie. Turns out to be one of the genetically mutated sharks that had escaped from captivity, and it is not alone. And that's the plot. I mean, I know there's a little bit more to it, but I'm not going to really go into that. Now, the cast, I'll start off with the characters. You have the main guy, who's played by Thorsten Kaye. Now, this guy, he's mostly known for All My Children. And let me see here. I'm looking at his IMDb right now. All My Children, he did like 700 episodes of that. He used some other TV shows like Sliders and Air America, which I didn't know they made a series on that. But he plays his character in the film. I'm going to get his name right. Yeah, Nick Harris. Dr. Nick Harris. And you know what? I didn't mind his acting. I didn't mind this guy. Played by Thorsten Kaye. Plays his character, Dr. Nick Harris. I didn't mind the lead guy. At least, Casper Van Dien in the first movie bored me to tears. Put me to sleep. Again, was monotone. This guy, it seems that he had a little bit more personality. He had a little bit more to do. He had better lines. I didn't mind this actor. You got the female role played by Nikita Agar, who she's been in some other films, TV shows, like NCIS. She was in the film Cooties, which I haven't seen, but I've heard of. Again, shows like 2.5 Men, NYPD Blue. So you have this Discovery guy, this guy that works for the Discovery Channel, that's sort of there to, that he's there to document all of what's going on. He's played by Dan Meltcalf, this character, Roy Bishop. Which I could take or leave that character. It's like, I didn't really care about him, but his character is better. It's better than anything in the first Shark Attack film. And he's been in some stuff. Then you have this guy that runs Waterworld. Again, not Kevin Costner's Waterworld. It's sort of like SeaWorld. And they get, so it feels like Jaws 3 a little bit. And I know that's a different thing where it takes place in the park. But in this film, they capture a great white and they keep it in the Waterworld not Sea Park, but Sea World type of attraction. And you got this character Francisco who sort of runs the place, and this guy, he's played by actor Danny Keough, who's been in some other films. Now, the guy who directed this, David Worth, this is the same guy that directed Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, the same director, David Worth, of this film, also directed Van Damme's Kickboxer. He would go on to direct Lady Dragon, 1992, Chain of Command, which stars Michael Dudikoff, which I haven't seen. I'm just sort of skimming through the IMDb a little bit. True Vengeance, never heard of that. He would go on to direct the next one, Shark Attack 3, Megalodon, which I haven't seen. Which is, again, so I'll see about that one. That's the next one. And, yeah, I mean, so the same guy with Kickboxer, and also he is a well-known cinematographer. I mean, just looking at his films, he was the director of photography of Bloodsport. So, he's worked on a couple of Van Damme films, but I love Kickboxer. That's a better movie. But, yeah, getting back to the film, again, I didn't mind the lead guy. Let me turn that off. I didn't mind the lead guy. I didn't hate him. Way better, to me at least, better than Casper Van Dien. You got this one shot in the beginning of the film where they're going through this sunken ship. You got this subplot too where the female character, her sister, gets killed by the Great White, and at the bottom of the sunken ship. And you got this little neat shot where you got a POV shot of the shark going through the ship, and you also have during that scene the main female character. She stabs out the shark's eye. So throughout the film, you see the shark that has no eye. and you got this one stupid scene. Of course, with these films, you got stupid scenes where you have these couple of kids that are playing with this toy boat in the water. The shark comes up, he eats the toy boat, and he throws it back up like it's like he takes the toy boat, and it just pops up, again. It's like, what was that scene for? It's like, I don't know, but... So you got the plot going on where they're trying to capture the shark, and at the same time, the female character, I get her name, instead of calling her the female character. Samantha, the Samantha character, she wants revenge for her sister that was killed by the shark, and she knows, hey, this is the shark because I stabbed out the shark's eye. The main character's like, it can't be the same shark. And again, they capture the shark in this SeaWorld type of park, but it escapes, and that was another stupid scene too as well. It's like, the shark is sort of, like, here's the gate, and the shark is doing like this. And it's sort of nudging at the gate, and then suddenly it breaks out. And then the second half of the film, it's more the main character, the Samantha character of this Discovery guy, the guy that works for Discovery Channel, and some other people. They're trying to get the shark. And then you have this one scene where, the shark gets onto a beach, and you have quite a few people get eaten. Somewhat of a body count. And whenever you do see the shark, again, it roars before it attacks like a lion, so it makes me laugh. Again, sort of like Jaws 4. Um, so that's funny. At least I can laugh. I didn't laugh one time during Shark Attack. I didn't laugh one time during Malibu Shark Attack or any of these other films. So at least the film gives me that. Thank you, David Worth, for making me laugh. The main character has a couple of good lines uh, because the Discovery Channel guy sort of picks on him a little bit, and the main character's like, "Get this Crocodile Dundee guy out of my face," and and of course, it seems like with these films as well, there's always some kind of little nod to Jaws, where in this film they capture one shark that they think is the shark, and it's not. And you can even tell it's like this shark is way smaller than the actual shark that's out there. I'm like, you can't be serious. Again, there's always some kind of little reference, little nod, little wink to Jaws, and it's stupid. Um, and going back to the beach attack, it happens around the 1 hour mark. So again, you do get a few good kills where there's some practical blood, some practical limbs being bitten off. So this film has more of a body count than, Shark Attack. And if I think, as far as like body count so far out of these films, Shark Attack 2 has more of a body count. And whenever you see the sharks, I mean, it's badly done. I mean, there's some practical, I want to say practical sharks in there, but it could be also stock footage. It sort of goes back and forth, but there's no CGI. And with Shark Attack 2, there's no CGI, so... And that's another thing I'll give the film, that there's no CGI shark. There's no CGI shark jumping out of the water, like in, Toxic Shark or whatever, in very cartoony fashion. You don't have any of that in the film. So, there's moments where the shark... And I think there's more than one shark, and I can't remember if there was, but... So at least you have that. And I was trying to think what else, because I wrote some stuff down, but... Then if, you got this... sort of leading towards the end, you got the finale where, they're in the sub, and I think the main character and the main character and the Samantha character, at one point, the Discovery Channel guy, you think he gets eaten, but he pulls a Michael Caine and he survives. Or was it Mario Van Peebles? I keep thinking about Jaws 4. Didn't Mario Van Peebles get dragged down, but he survives? So the Discovery Channel guy pulls a Mario Van Peebles, comes back after you think that he's been taken out by the shark. And then in the finale, you got the girl, she's trying to wave at the shark, they're at the bottom of the ocean. She's trying to wave at the shark to come her way. And the main character somehow is able to get on top of the shark. He has a pistol. And as the shark is getting closer, the guy takes the pistol, shoots the shark. He's like, well, first of all, he says, take this motherfucker. And he shoots the shark on the top of the head. And it's a practical kill. It's a practical comeuppance. And it's blood. You see blood. And it's a cool kill. I will admit to that. I will admit that it was a cool kill. And, yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, Shark Attack 2, and I mentioned some of the positives because I like the comeuppance of the shark. I didn't mind the lead actor. But I know what you're thinking, you're asking, is it still a bad movie? Yes, it's still a bad movie. But again, compared to the first one, which bored me, it was tedious, and I didn't care for the main character. And this one, I cared a little for the lead guy because I didn't think he was that bad. Uh, I mean, the rest of the cast, you can take it. I mean, I didn't really care all that much. But the lead guy was okay. You have a good body count at the 1 hour mark where the shark attacks. You have this beach scene where there's some shark attacks. And it's practical blood, some use of practical effects. And again, you get some comedy. The shark, before he attacks, he roars like a lion, and it's funny. So you get that. And yeah, I mean, again, if I had to pick one, I'd rather watch this. Like, out of the few that I've seen so far, this one is one I could bear, but it's still a bad movie. It's a trash creature feature sequel, and I know Shark Attack 3 apparently disregards the first two. It's sort of its own thing. So, and I was looking at some of the reviews on IMDb that Shark Attack 3 is the funniest. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I would still call this a rant because, I can't say it's a good film. I don't recommend it. Because it is cheaply made. It's where the lead character is okay. You have some good laughs in the film. The shark has a good comeuppance. Some practical effects in there. But that's kind of it. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad movie, a bad creature feature with some okay elements. I would say, again, a fingernail better than the first, but it kind of blurs. It kind of blends in with these movies. So it's hard to defend it. But so far I got two more films to go. So, but out of this collection pack, it's one I could bear. But it's not saying much. But that's my review rant on Shark Attack 2. It's a good comedy. If you want some laughs, watch this movie. So that's it. Thank you for watching. And next up is Shark Attack 3, Megalodon. So stay tuned for that, and see you later.